Welcome to the Digital Marketing for Business Owners podcast with Mike Nkube. Learn about the latest in digital marketing and social media, plus tips, tutorials and techniques to help you grow your business. And now, here's your host, Mike Nkube.
Hey guys, thanks for joining me. In this episode, I'll be talking about how you can gain more Twitter followers organically. Now, organically means getting Twitter followers the natural way, as opposed to buying followers or advertising on Twitter and other places and so on to get people to follow your brand or your company or even your personal profile. It just means basically what you're aiming for is to gain followers just through regular interactions on Twitter and through your posts and basically through following other people and so on. So there's many tactics that you can follow, and Twitter can be very effective for increasing your brand awareness and increasing sales and so on. And gaining followers organically means generally those type of people, individuals or companies that follow you, are more interested in what you have to say, and they're likely going to stick around for longer and even promote your products or brands to their own networks. So that interaction is very important, and it's not generally just about the number of followers that you have, it's the quality of those followers. I mean, you can have 500,000 or 1 million of non-active or very low active people, but that won't do you much benefit. So what you want is people who are sort of engaged with your profile, with your products, with your site. And even if it's just a couple of hundreds or thousands of people, but if they are fully engaged in what you have to say, it's gonna benefit you in the long run, and it's also gonna increase your follower list. So here are just some tips that I have for you on how to get more Twitter followers organically. The first one is you should reciprocate. Basically that means you should make it a habit to reciprocate any follows, mentions, retweets and tweets. This helps to build and foster relationships with followers and people you are following, and ultimately it helps you achieve your marketing objectives. Now, one effective way of doing that is to automate many of these processes, and that saves you a lot of time. And you can use a tool like Hootsuite or Buffer and many of the other tools available like Manage Flitter and a host of others. So instead of following some people you're interested in, why not automate some of those processes? For example, if certain profiles follow you, people who you are sort of interested in, you can set it within your tool to follow back those people, so you can make sure that you don't miss any of them and increase that sort of follower list with your account. And following manually is good, obviously, but if you're getting hundreds and thousands of people, that may not be possible all the time. So whatever you do, try and follow back people who have followed you, and that's just one way to reciprocate, any followers that you receive for your account. And also, if you find any good content written by followers or people you're interested in, why not retweet it and share it as well? And that just will increase your relationship with people who are following you and the ones you're following, and it just grows your network and improves your performance on Twitter. Another way to gain more followers is to spark a conversation, and there's a couple of ways of doing that. I mean, you do that through the posts that you upload to Twitter, or you could even be part of a group and create interesting content. Content has to be of a good and high quality for it to lead to more people sharing it and showing interest in it. And the other thing you can always do is post it on other social media sites and not just Twitter, and send people back to your Twitter account and connect with more people, sort of encourage them even on your website to receive your updates regularly through their Twitter accounts and through email and so on. So create good quality content, and if you can create content that's viral, that's even better. I mean, that's always a difficult one to achieve. Sometimes things can go wrong as well, so you should be careful with creating viral content. But if you do it well, the returns are massive, and you can just see a boost to your followers and an increase in sales or any other sort of objective that you have for your business. The other tip is to use hashtags. Quite common to see many posts and tweets on Twitter without hashtags. I mean, that's fine sometimes, but if you want to get people interested in what you have to say, if you want people to sort of find your tweets and follow you, it's important to use hashtags that are relevant to your industry, and those are basically keywords. And a lot of people are going to be using keywords to search for content on Twitter, and if you've got that content, you are definitely going to see an increase in the number of followers, especially if you've got interesting stuff to say. Always remember, of course, that there's the 140 character limit, so try to limit the number of hashtags you have. Anything above 2 tends to be a bit too much, and generally that leads to your tweets not being easy to read. You often find many good tweets on Twitter, but reading them and deciphering them is quite difficult. So it takes a lot of people quite some time to understand that, and people won't stick around to sort of try and understand what you're trying to say. So use hashtags, but use them sparingly, and just make sure you're using good ones that are sort of related to your content. Don't use hashtags that have got nothing to do with what you're promoting or what you have to say. So they should be very relevant. And the other tip is, promote your Twitter page. There's many ways to promote it, on other social media sites, on your website, for sure, in your email signature, and basically wherever you are. Even if you are giving a talk on a topic related to your industry, it's always good to share your Twitter handle, and you will see a lot of followers coming up, especially if you are talking to a large audience and people have a lot of interest in what you have to say. They obviously want to follow you and subscribe and get to know more about your business or your personal brand, and that just increases your followers organically. The other tip is to always remember the 80-20 rule. And this basically states that you should spend 20% of your time creating your content and the other 80% promoting it. So that means whatever content you create, you're going to have to spend a lot more time promoting it, and promote it in various ways on Twitter itself. If you have the budget, one effective way of doing that is running some paid ads, and you will see an increase in traffic for that specific content that you have to promote, especially if you've got a special offer or a discount or something that is a strong incentive that will get people sort of interested. You could use Twitter ads and promote that content, and that will also generally lead to more Twitter followers and even more people coming back to your website or contacting you and so on. So these are the main tips for growing your Twitter account followers, and there's many others obviously, but these will ensure that your account continues to grow and your followers grows, and it just increases your credibility in the industry. Thanks for listening, and I hope this episode has been helpful to you. Join me on the next one, where I'll be continuing to talk about many of the digital marketing tips that are necessary and helpful for your business to increase sales, followers, and just to boost awareness for your business.
You've been listening to Mike Nkube with the Digital Marketing for Business Owners podcast, helping you grow your business online.